Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking all about manipulation, specifically how to tell if someone is manipulating you. I myself, even though I'm a therapist, I have been manipulated a couple times or a few times, or if we're being honest, a lot of times. And I thought it would be important just to share this because we are in close relationships with a lot of different people at different points in our life. And if we want to have healthy relationships, manipulation is definitely something that want to keep our eye out and be aware of. So before we start talking all about manipulation, if this is your first time finding this channel, then I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a video. Also hit the notification down below so that you are aware of every time that I upload. As I shared earlier, manipulation does happen in close relationships. Yeah, it can happen with other people that are not close to you, but most likely it's somebody who knows you inside and out, kind of knows how you think, how you'll respond to situations. So if you've ever felt controlled, pressured, felt like you were doing things that you really didn't want to do, then it could have been manipulation. I really like this definition, so I'm going to put it on the screen. Manipulation is an emotional, unhealthy, psychological strategy used by people who are incapable of asking what they want and need in a direct way. Whew, I just had flashbacks of relationships that I've had in my life where people are not super direct about what they want. So they have to use other tactics, such as manipulation, to get what they want without saying it. I want you to just think about right now, what are some ways that people maybe have manipulated just by that definition before we get deeper into it. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever had any experiences with manipulation, or if we being honest, were you the manipulator? So I also want to share some reasons why people are coerced or do things that they really don't want to do. 3 of those reasons are fear, obligation, or guilt. I have been subject to doing things that I really didn't want to do out of them. Not really fear, that's not really one, but guilt. I used to feel guilty a lot, way too much. Also, obligation just to my mother or to family members. That word just in its own right, I feel like gets you to do things that you really don't want to do. So I want you to keep those 3 things in mind: fear, obligation, and also guilt. Number 1 is that they get you to question yourself. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you're like, that really ain't how it went down? And then you're questioning your memory. You're questioning if you remembered it correctly. Maybe you heard them wrong. You're questioning everything about yourself, and it creates a sense of doubt. This is also called gaslighting. Now, this gaslighting gets you feeling like you've done something wrong. And when you feel like you've done something wrong, you're more easy to be manipulated because you want to right that wrong. You are less defensive and you feel like you need to make amends, like you need to make it right. And that's where those 3 things that I went back to, why people do things that they really don't want to do or how they're easily coerced. And one of those was guilt. And so if somebody is gaslighting or twisting your memories, making you question yourself, you're going to be likely more acceptable to doing things that you don't want to do because you're like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Then that can continue over and over. And it could be a slippery sliding slope. So it's important for yourself to have a positive and a very affirming sense of identity of who you are. And when you find yourself questioning yourself all the time, I want you to ask yourself, well, why am I questioning myself all the time with this person? Number 2 is there are strings attached. We've all heard the term. We may have said it to others, but nothing is free in life. With strings being attached, there is a sense of an exchange. So you may do a really nice thing. Somebody in your life may be really nice, very sweet. You see them doing things for others and you're like, oh my gosh, that person's like really nice. But there's always strings attached. So if you do something, it's like, oh yeah, I'll help you out, but like next week, do this for me. Or next week, like do me a favor, but you don't really know what that favor is. It maybe be very inconvenient for you, or maybe it's not something that you want to do. But because it's like, I owe you, you feel obligated to do it. That's that obligation right there that's instilled. You also feel guilty because if you don't do what they said, then they make you feel ungrateful. They might say you don't appreciate all that I've done for you and you can't do this one simple thing. With this tactic, they are definitely implementing a favor system where everything is strings attached. They're always in the back of their mind trying to get what they want, by offering a little but asking so much of you. And the third one is the foot in the door. Now, this one is that someone starts off with a small task, maybe like, oh, hey, we're going in the same direction. Can you just give me a lift? And then they're calling you all the time and the requests keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, oh, wait, I said something small. And now they feel like they have that foot in the door and that they understand and that they feel like they can get over on you. This happened to me a lot. Because I'm a nice person. Definitely now I like to ask questions. I like to understand why you can't do it yourself. And if you still need my help, then I absolutely will. But there's nothing wrong with asking questions and also just saying no. And one quick tip before I head on out of here, I want to let you know the biggest defense against manipulation is boundaries, plain and simple. Boundaries, saying no, knowing what you will and will not do, communicating that to the person. Those are all ways that you can start setting boundaries if you are in a manipulative relationship. So I hope it was helpful just hearing some ways, some signs, and a little bit of information about manipulation. If you are in any relationships in your life and you're like, oh my gosh, there is manipulation, don't just cut the person out your life. Try to talk about it first. Try to see if it is just a mutual manipulation. Maybe they're getting something out of it. Maybe you're getting something out of it. But definitely if you recognize that it's unhealthy and you find yourself feeling guilty, feeling obligated, and also even feeling a sense of fear, then I really want you to think about how you might want to rearrange or shift that relationship. And if you have to cut that person out your life completely. If you're like, I don't know if I can make this decision by myself, then I really want you to encourage you to seek extra support, seek a wise person in your life, seek a therapist so that you don't feel like you have the weight on your shoulders and you can have an additional person. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you've ever experienced any manipulation in your life. And also, if you were able to overcome it, how did you overcome it? You never know what your experience might do for the next person reading it. Also, follow me on Instagram at Rashawnda.carey and go ahead and binge watch some other videos on my channel. Also, subscribe. But if you are, or if you're not, definitely come back and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.